Welcome to Season 2 of the official podcast of the Fish Wrapper publication. Our goal is to bring you story content to inspire, encourage, and uplift the soul. It's our hope you find these stories refreshing, thought-provoking, and motivating as you face the challenges of everyday life. So turn us up and tune your ears, and let's get started by jumping right into the story.
Pigs is Pigs by Ellis Parker Butler. Read by Michael D'Annunzio. Mike Flannery, the Westcote agent of the Interurban Express Company, leaned over the counter of the express office and shook his fist. Mr. Morehouse, angry and red, stood on the other end of the counter, trembling with rage. The argument had been long and heated, and at last Mr. Morehouse had talked himself speechless. The cause of the trouble stood on the counter between the two men. It was a box, across the top of which were nailed a number of strips, forming a rough but serviceable cage. In it, 2 spotted guinea pigs were greedily eating lettuce leaves. "Do as you like, then," shouted Flannery. "Pay for them and take them, or pay for them and leave them be. Rules is rules, Mr. Morehouse, and Mike Flannery's not going to be called down for breaking of 'em." But, shouted Mr. Morehouse, madly shaking a flimsy printed book beneath the agent's nose. "Can't you read it here? In your own plain printed rates. Pets, domestic, Franklin to Westcote, if properly boxed, 25 cents each." He threw the box on the counter in disgust. "What more do you want? Aren't they pets? Aren't they domestic? Aren't they properly boxed? What?" He turned and walked back and forth rapidly, frowning ferociously. Suddenly, he turned to Flannery and, forcing his voice into an artificial calmness, spoke slowly but with intense sarcasm. "Pets," he said. "P-E-T-S, 25 cents each. There are 2 of them. 1, 2. 2 times 25 are 50. Can't you understand that? I offer you 50 cents. Flannery reached for the book. He ran his hand through the pages and stopped at page 64. "And I don't take 50 cents, he whispered in mockery. "Here's the rule for it. When the agent be in any doubt regarding which of the 2 rates applies to a shipment, he shall charge the larger. The consignee may file a claim for the overcharge. In this case, Mr. Morehouse, I be in doubt. Pets them animals may be, and domestic they may be, but pigs, I'm quite sure, they do be. And me rules say plain, on the nose on your face, pigs, Franklin to Westcote, 30 cents each. And Mr. Morehouse, by me arithmetical knowledge, 2 times 30 comes to 60 cents. Mr. Morehouse shook his head savagely. "Nonsense!" he shouted. "Nonsense, I tell you! Why, you poor ignorant fellow, that rule meant common pigs, domestic pigs, not guinea pigs." Flannery was stubborn. "Pigs is pigs," he declared firmly. "Guinea pigs, or French pigs, or Irish pigs is all the same to the Interurban Express Company and to Mike Flannery. The nationality of the pig creates no differentiality in the rate, Mr. Morehouse. 'Twould be the same was they a Dutch pigs or Russian pigs. Mike Flannery," he added, "is here to tend to the express business and not to hold conversations with pigs on 17 different languages for to be discovered they Chinese or Italian by birth and nativity." Mr. Morehouse hesitated. He bit his lip and then flung out his arms wildly. "Very well," he shouted. "You shall hear of this. your president shall hear of this. This is an outrage. I have offered you 50 cents. You refuse it. Keep the pigs until you're ready to take the 50 cents. But if one hair of those pigs' heads is harmed, I will have the law on you. He turned and stalked out, slamming the door. Flannery carefully lifted the box from the counter and placed it in a corner. He was not worried. He felt the peace that comes to a faithful servant who has done his duty and done it well. Mr. Morehouse went home raging, stormed into the house. "Where is the ink?" he shouted to his wife as soon as his foot was across the doorsill. Mrs. Morehouse jumped guiltily. She never used ink. She had not seen the ink, nor moved the ink, nor thought of the ink. When the ink was found, Mr. Morehouse wrote rapidly. And then he read the letter and smiled a triumphant smile. "That will settle the crazy Irishman," he exclaimed. "When they get that letter, he will hunt another job all right." A week later, Mr. Morehouse received a long, official envelope with the card of the Interurban Express Company in the upper left corner. He tore it open eagerly and drew out a sheet of paper. The letter was short. Subject: Rate on guinea pigs. It said, "Sir, we are in receipt of your letter regarding rate on guinea pigs between Franklin and Westcote, addressed to the president of this company. All claims for overcharge should be addressed to the claims department." Mr. Morehouse immediately sat down and wrote 6 pages of choice sarcasm and argument and sent them to the claims department. A few weeks later, he received a reply from the claims department. Attached to it was his last letter. "Dear Sir," said the reply, "your letter addressed to this department, subject, rate on guinea pigs from Franklin to Westcote, received. We have taken up the matter with our agent at Westcote, and his reply is attached herewith. He informs us that you refuse to receive the consignment or to pay the charges. You have therefore no claim against this company, and your letter regarding the proper rate on the consignment should be addressed to our tariff department." Mr. Morehouse wrote to the tariff department. He stated his case clearly and gave his arguments in full, quoting a page or two from the encyclopedia to prove that guinea pigs were not common pigs. With the care that characterizes corporations when they are systematically conducted, Mr. Morehouse's letter was numbered, approved, and started through the regular channels. And they were passed to the head of the tariff department. The head of the tariff department put his feet on his desk and yawned. He looked through the papers carelessly. "Miss Kane," he said to his stenographer, "take this letter. Agent West Coast. Please advise why consignment referred to in attached papers was refused domestic pet rates." The head of the department looked at the papers again. "Ah, guinea pigs," he said. "Probably starved to death by this time. Add this to the letter. Give condition of consignment at present." He tossed the papers on the stenographer's desk, took his feet from his own desk, and went out to lunch. When Mike Flannery received the letter, he scratched his head. "Give present condition," he repeated thoughtfully. "Now what do them clerks be wanting to know, I wonder? Present condition, is it? Them pigs be doing good health, as far as I know, but I never was no veterinary surgeon. Maybe them clerks want me to call in a pig doctor and have their pulses took. One thing I do know, however, is they've got glorious appetites for pigs of their size." To assure himself that his report would be up to date, Flannery went to the rear of the office and looked into the cage. The pigs had been transferred to a larger box, a dry goods box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, he counted. 7 spotted, and 1 all black. All well and hearty, and all eaten like hippopotamuses. He went back to his desk and wrote, "Mr. Morgan, head of the tariff department," he wrote. "Why do I say guinea pigs is pigs? Because they is pigs, and will be, until you say they ain't, which is what the rule book says. and you know it as well as I do. As to health, they are all well, and hoping you are the same. P.S. They're 8 now. The family increased. All good eaters. I paid out so far as $2 for cabbage, which they like. Shall I put in bill for same?
Mr. Morgan, head of the tariff department, when he received this letter, laughed. He read it again and became serious.
He said. Flannery is right. Pigs is pigs. I'll have to get authority on this thing.
Flannery received this letter the next morning, and when he read it, he grinned.
Proceed to collect,
he said softly.
How them clerks do like to be token. Me to proceed to collect $2.25 off Mr. Morehouse. I wonder, do them clerks know Mr. Morehouse? I'll get it. Oh, yes, Mr. Morehouse, 2 1/4, please. Certainly, me dear friend Flannery, delighted. Not.
Flannery drove the express wagon to Mr. Morehouse's door. Mr. Morehouse answered the bell.
Aha!
He cried as soon as he saw it was Flannery.
So you've come to your senses at last, have you? I thought you would. Bring the box in. I have no box, said Flannery coldly. I'll have a bill again, Mr. John C. Morehouse, for $2.25 for cabbages eaten by his pigs. Would you wish to pay for it? Pay cabbages? Gasped Mr. Morehouse. Do you mean to say that 2 little guinea pigs ate? Said Flannery. Papa and Mama and 6 children.
For answer, Mr. Morehouse slammed the door in Flannery's face. Flannery looked at the door reproachfully.
I take it the consignee don't want to pay for them cabbages.
We hope you've been enjoying this story. We will continue in just a moment. We pause to discuss the sponsor for this episode. If your business isn't using key marketing tools, you could be missing out on valuable opportunities to grow. That's where Little Mountain Printing comes in. They offer powerful marketing solutions like postcard mailers and websites to attract new customers, brochures to showcase your products or services, and promotional products to show appreciation to clients. With the right marketing in place, your business has the best chance to thrive. Get started today by calling Little Mountain Printing at 717-933-8091 or visit them online at littlemountainprinting.com. Now let's return and finish the story. Mr. Morgan, the head of the tariff department, consulted the president of the Interurban Express Company regarding guinea pigs as to whether they were pigs or not pigs. The president was inclined to treat the matter lightly.
What is the rate on pigs on pets? He asked. Pigs 30 cents. Pets 25, said Morgan. Then of course guinea pigs are pigs, said the president. Yes, I'll look at it that way. A thing that can come under 2 rates is naturally due to be classed as the higher. But are guinea pigs pigs? Aren't they rabbits? Come to think of it, said the president, I believe they are more like rabbits. Sort of halfway station between pig and rabbit. I think the question is this. Are guinea pigs of the domestic pig family? I'll ask Professor Gordon. He is authority on such things. Leave the papers with me.
The president put the papers on his desk and wrote a letter to Professor Gordon. Unfortunately, the professor was in South America on business, and the letter was forwarded to him by his wife. As the professor was in the highest Andes, the letter was many months in reaching him. The president forgot the guinea pigs. Morgan forgot about them. Mr. Morehouse forgot about them.
But Flannery did not. Long before Professor Gordon received the president's letter, Morgan received one from Flannery. "About them pigs," it said. "What shall I do? They are great in family life. There are 32 now. Shall I sell them? Answer quick." Morgan reached for a telegraph blank and wrote, "Agent, Westcote. Don't sell pigs." He then wrote Flannery a letter calling his attention to the fact that the pigs were not property of the company, but were merely being held during a settlement of dispute regarding rates. He advised Flannery to take the best possible care of them. Flannery, letter in hand, looked at the pigs and sighed. The dry goods box cage had become too small. He boarded up 20 feet of the rear of the express office to make a large and airy home for them, and went about his business. He worked with feverish intensity, went out on his rounds, for the pigs required more and more of his time. Some months later, in desperation, he seized a sheet of paper and wrote 160 across it and mailed it to Morgan. Morgan returned it, asking for explanation. Flannery replied, "There be now 160 of them guinea pigs. Let me sell off some. Do you want me to go crazy, or what?" "Sell no pigs," Morgan wired. Not long after this, the president of the express company received a letter from Professor Gordon. It was a long and scholarly letter, pointing out that the two pigs were of different breeds, but both of them were prolific and multiplied rapidly. "They are not pigs," said the president decidedly. "The 25-cent rate applies." Morgan made the proper notation on the papers that had accumulated and turned them over to the audit department. The audit department took some time to look the matter up, and after the usual delay wrote Flannery that, as he had on one hand 160 guinea pigs the property of the consignee, he should deliver them and collect charges at the rate of 25 cents each. Flannery spent a day herding his charges through a narrow opening in their cage so that he might count them. "Audit department," he wrote, when he had finished the count. "You are way off. There maybe was 100 once, but wake up. I've got even 800. Now, shall I collect for 800 or what? How about $64 I paid out for cabbages?" It required a great many letters back and forth before the audit department was able to understand why the error had been made of billing 160 instead of 800, and still more time for it to get the meaning of the cabbages. Flannery was crowded into a few feet at the extreme front of the office. The pigs had all the rest of the room, and 2 boys were employed, constantly attending to them. The day after Flannery had counted the guinea pigs, there were 8 more added to his drove, and by the time the audit department gave him authority to collect for 800, Flannery had given up all attempts to attend to the receipt or to the delivery of goods. He was hastily building galleries all around the express office, tier above tier. He had 4,064 guinea pigs to care for. More were arriving daily. Immediately following its authorization, the audit department sent another letter, but Flannery was too busy to open it. They wrote another, and then they telegraphed. "Error in guinea pig bill. Collect for 2 guinea pigs, 50 cents. Deliver all to consignee." Flannery read the telegram and cheered up. He wrote out a bill as rapidly as his pencil could travel over paper and ran all the way to Mr. Morehouse's home. At the gate, he stopped suddenly. The house stared at him with vacant eyes. The windows were bare of curtains, and he could see into the empty rooms. Mr. Morehouse had moved. Flannery ran all the way back to the express office. 69 guinea pigs had been born during his absence. He ran out again and made feverish inquiries in the village. Mr. Morehouse had not only moved, but he had left Westcote. Flannery returned to the express office and found that 206 guinea pigs had entered the world since he left it. He wrote a telegram to the audit department. "Can't collect 50 cents for 2 guinea pigs. Consignee has left town. Address unknown. What shall I do? Flannery." The telegram was handed to one of the clerks in the audit department, and as he read it, he laughed. "Flannery must be crazy. "You ought to know that the thing to do is to return the consignment here," said the clerk. He telegraphed Flannery to send the pigs to the main office of the company at Franklin. When Flannery received the telegram, he set to work. The 6 boys he had engaged to help him also set to work. They worked with the haste of desperate men, making cages out of boxes, cracker boxes, and all kinds of boxes. And as fast as the cages were completed, they filled them with guinea pigs and expressed them to Franklin. Day after day, the cages of guinea pigs flowed in a steady stream from Westcote to Franklin. And still Flannery and his 6 helpers ripped and nailed and packed, relentlessly and feverishly. At the end of the week, they had shipped 280 cases of guinea pigs, and there were in the express office 704 more pigs than when they had began packing them. "Stop sending pigs. Warehouse full," came a telegram to Flannery. He stopped packing only long enough to wire back, "Can't stop," and kept on sending them. On the next train up from Franklin came one of the company's inspectors. He had instructions to stop the stream of guinea pigs at all costs. As his train drew up at the West Coast station, he saw a cattle car standing on the express company's siding. When he reached the express office, he saw the express wagon back up to the door. 6 boys were carrying bushel baskets full of guinea pigs from the office and dumping them into the wagon. Inside the room, Flannery, with his coat and vest off, was shoveling guinea pigs into bushel baskets with a coal scoop. He was winding down the guinea pig episode. He looked up at the inspector with a snort of anger. "One wagon load more, and I'll be quit of them. And never will ye catch Flannery with no more foreign pigs on his hands. No, sir. They was near the death of me. Next time, I'll know that pigs, of whatever nationality, is domestic pigs, and go at the lowest rate." He began shoveling again rapidly, speaking quickly between breaths. "Rules, maybe rules, but you can't fool Mike Flannery twice with the same trick when it comes to livestock. So long as Flannery runs this express office, pigs is pets, and cows is pets, and horses is pets, and lions, and tigers, and Rocky Mountain goats is pets, and the rate of them all is 25 cents. He paused long enough to let one of the boys put an empty basket in the place of one he had just filled. There were only a few guinea pigs left. As he noted their limited number, his natural habit of looking on the bright side returned. "Well, anyhow," he said cheerfully, "'tis not so bad as it might be. What if them guinea pigs had been elephants?" The end.
We hope you enjoyed this story and will join us again soon when we unravel another adventure from the pages of The Fish Wrapper. We want to remind you that The Fish Wrapper is available by subscription. Each issue of The Fish Wrapper is jam-packed with story content, amazing recipes, games, jokes, and much, much more. Our readers never want to miss an issue. And you can order yours today by visiting thefishwrapperonline.com or by calling 717-400-FISH. That number again is 717-400-FISH. We encourage you to like and subscribe to this podcast, ensuring that you never miss a new episode. See you again soon, and may our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ guide you.